When did you realize your brotherhood only existed when leadership was watching? First deployment to Afghanistan. Our squad was tight, or so I thought. We talked constantly about having each other's backs. Brotherhood, loyalty, all that stuff you hear in the recruiting commercials. Sergeant Cody ran our squad, always preaching about unit cohesion. We're a family out here. We take care of our own. I believed every word. My name's Reed. I was the youngest guy, 20 years old, fresh from infantry training. The older soldiers treated me decent enough, let me eat with them, included me in conversations, taught me how things worked downrange. There was this other private, Dalton. He'd been in country 2 months longer than me. Quiet guy from Montana, kept to himself mostly. One night, we're pulling security on the base perimeter. Dalton's on shift with me. We're sitting in the guard tower, 4 hours of boredom in the dark. You notice how everyone acts different when Sergeant Cody's around? Dalton asked suddenly. What do you mean? He shrugged. Nothing. Forget it. 2 weeks later, I got sick. Some stomach bug that hit me hard. Couldn't keep anything down, running to the latrine every hour. The medic said I needed rest, gave me quarters for 24 hours. That meant someone had to cover my guard shift that night. Usually guys would volunteer, trade shifts, help each other out. That's what brotherhood meant. I asked Wade first. He was always talking about loyalty and taking care of squad mates. Sorry man, I've got plans. Ask someone else. Asked Vincent. Can't help you. Too tired. Went through the whole squad. Everyone had an excuse. Suddenly nobody could cover a simple 4-hour shift. Finally had to go to Sergeant Cody. He looked annoyed. You're supposed to handle this stuff at your level. Don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. He ended up volunteering Dalton to take my shift. Dalton didn't complain, just nodded and grabbed his gear. I felt terrible about it. Found Dalton before his shift started. Thanks for covering me. I owe you. Don't worry about it, he said quietly. Now you see how it works. 3 days later, Wade needed someone to cover his shift so he could talk to his girlfriend on the phone. Sergeant Cody was standing right there when he asked. I got you, brother, Vincent said immediately. That's what we do for each other. Couple other guys volunteered too. Big show of unit solidarity right in front of Cody. Wade got his phone call. Everyone patted each other on the back about being such a tight squad. I started paying attention after that. Noticed the pattern everywhere. When leadership was around, guys would help each other constantly. Share supplies, trade shifts, offer assistance. Perfect example of military brotherhood. When leadership left, different story. Suddenly everyone was too busy, too tired, had other priorities. Dalton and I ended up working together more. The two guys nobody wanted to help. We covered each other's backs because we had to. One night during patrol, my radio died. Equipment malfunction, nothing I could do about it. Lost communication with the convoy. Started to panic. Being cut off from comms in hostile territory was dangerous. I ran up to Wade's vehicle. My radio's dead. Can I use yours to check in? Sorry, I'm monitoring an important frequency. Can't tie it up. Vincent was in the next vehicle. Same response. Everyone suddenly had critical radio traffic they couldn't interrupt. Dalton pulled up last in the convoy. Immediately handed me his spare radio. Here, use mine. Got back in contact with command. Crisis averted. When I tried to thank Dalton later, he just said, real brotherhood doesn't need an audience. The turning point came 2 months later. Dalton took shrapnel from an IED. Not life-threatening, but bad enough for evacuation to a field hospital. The squad gathered around while they loaded him on the helicopter. Guys shaking his hand, saying they'd pray for him, calling him brother. Sergeant Cody made a big speech. This is what we're about. Taking care of our wounded. Dalton's family. We don't leave family behind. The helicopter took off. Everyone went back to their routine. Dalton spent 3 weeks in the hospital. Came back to the squad with pins in his legs, still limping. Nobody visited him once. Nobody called. Nobody even asked how he was doing when he got back. I was the only one who checked on him. Brought him food from the chow hall when he couldn't walk well. Helped him with his gear. Wade saw me helping Dalton one day. Pulled me aside later. You're spending a lot of time with that guy. People are gonna think you're weird like him. That's when I understood completely. The brotherhood was performance art. Something we did when it looked good, when someone was watching, when it might benefit us later. Real loyalty. The kind that costs you something. That was rare. Dalton and I stayed close after deployment. Got out around the same time. He's working construction in Montana now. I'm in Colorado. We still talk every week. Check on each other. Help when we can. Last month, Wade sent me a friend request on social media. His profile was full of posts about military brotherhood and veteran loyalty. Pictures of him at reunions giving speeches about unit cohesion. I didn't accept the request. Dalton called me that same day. Saw Wade tried to add you. You gonna accept? Nope. Good, he said. Real brothers don't need Facebook to stay in touch. He was right. Some people talk about brotherhood. Others just live it. Usually not the same people.